is. There's some programming going on there. Wow, look at this. It's just flying up. New chart. So by the way, we roll over tomorrow. We're going to be using 6. Platform's going to tell us. Let's change this to a 10. Click OK. And I'm going to right click, go to templates, load, pick up my, need to add it to the chart. Too many versions of this stuff out here. There you go. And that's all good. And take that off. Click OK. All right. So away we go again. So most everybody's here. Let's spend a few minutes talking about some of my trades this morning. I'll put that out of the way because I'm not going to take anything new.
Order filled.
If I'm going to take anything at all, I want to come along again once that we come close to 4,000. We had the pivot made over here. We went through it pretty quick. We actually oscillated up and down a bit before that we went. And then it came down. So somewhere between 4,000 and here, I'd like to get long again if it comes back. So let's spend a few minutes and talk about the trades that I took this morning. All right, so this morning when I started up, market was going mostly sideways. And when we looked at the 30-minute chart, 30-minute charts screaming sideways. Just boring as heck. Nice and sideways. And as you'll see, market is not doing anything. Well, it wasn't doing anything. It was waiting for the news announcement. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you know what? It's been going up and down pretty good in here in the box. I've been looking at it for a little while. If it comes back down close to this swing over here, I'm going to try to tag it long. And what I did was, I'm going to grab my headline, and you'll notice down here at the bottom, I went in long at 81.50. So if you see 81.50, it's right there. Okay, so that's where I went in long. This bar had been oscillating up and down a little bit. It wasn't red, it was green. And it didn't make it all the way down to here as yet. But I wanted to get in this spot. And I'm ignoring the pink bar because the market's really slow. We're waiting for news. It may go down a lot, but you don't know. I was going to give myself a small stop. Stop was down to here. From 81.50 down to the bottom of the low here. The low's like 4 ticks away. I ended up taking a 4-tick stop in the end. You can see the minus 100 up at the top. So my rationale was we've been oscillating up and down. We're going to stay in the range. We're going to make 4 ticks. In fact, it printed the 4, but it didn't fill me. And then it started meandering its way down, eventually came down and didn't come down all that far. If I come over here, I'm using the center scroll wheel button on my mouse. I'm pushing down. You can see that the low came down to 80. So it actually went 6 ticks. I took a 4-tick stop and went 2 ticks lower. And then it meandered its way back up. Now, there's a couple things that I want to talk about on this trade right here. Mostly important for the new folks that have started up with me recently. You see, when I took this trade right here, I said, okay, I'm only going to give it 4 ticks worth of stop, right? And that's what I did. I took my 4. You can see it clearly right there, right? First trade of the day, nice losing trade. It actually get printed 4, it didn't give it to me. But even though that I took a 4 tick stop here, and I can easily recover from that because it's only one trade, where was my stop supposed to be? Someone want to comment on where my stop should have been, really? If I was interested in taking this trade?
Would have been at the high back at 7:00, roughly 7 o'clock. The first red bar.
Okay, but I went long.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then in that case, I would probably say first green bar past that, back further. It's 5 something.
Okay, so
The 528 is what
the
you
five,
said?
the real stop is at 528. This
Exactly.
trade needs wiggle room, right? Wiggle room is from where you get in to the bottom plus a tick or two down here. So can someone say that me taking this trade and taking a 4, I mean, can someone fault me for taking this trade and taking a 4 tick stop rather than moving my stop where it needed to be and eventually making target? I mean, I want to talk about that this morning.
Yes,
Did I do something wrong by moving my stop too close?
yes.
Aren't you? You're busy, right? You come in later. Yes. Okay, I did something wrong. Can I have your thoughts on that, Senora Brute?
If you're going to take the trade and the stop is where it needs to be, and,
Yes.
and it's too big, if you say, well, my trade fails at 4, well, that's a decision you make. The trade doesn't fail really until the entry bar you got in on gets violated at the bottom, or, the low of it. So it didn't get violated. You just got too close. And it went on to deliver, it looks like.
It did.
Yeah,
It did.
so trade with the stop required, or don't take the trade.
Target filled.
And that's just the way it goes. The thing is, next time, you could do the same action, see if it works for you. And I would say probably over
Order
time,
submitted.
it's probably not going to. But otherwise, you can't take this trade. You have to wait for the next candle. Let this one close up completely, then get in.
Order filled.
And then put your stop behind your entry bar if you want. Once it's closed up, that's one way you can do it. But realistically, go with the rules that are there, and that's life.
So, in retrospect, from my perspective, I don't mind having a losing trade of $100. It would have bothered me if I had my very first trade sitting all the way down here and taking a full stop of $300 and having to carve my way back. So that the market was going sideways at the time. In my mind, I was saying I don't mind giving up 4 ticks. In fact, it printed me, for crying out loud. It's not like it didn't print me. It made it up from the high of this bar is sitting at 82.50. I got in at 81.50. The darn thing should have filled me. It didn't. And then it made its way back down. This actually happened before that I got stopped out down here at the bottom. I've been keeping track of these trades right here. And I'm finding that if I were to give my stop, if I were to put my stop at the proper place, which is down here, most of these small losing trades end up being winners. And that's not just the 4 ticks. They're to like 8 ticks and more. So I'm beginning to think that I don't want to be tightening up my stop too much on a lot of these trades, especially if you've got a valid support line. Remember, when you're taking a trade, you always need to pay attention to where your real stop is. I mean, where does the real trade actually break down? Well, the real trade breaks down when it takes this out. It's just that I was willing to give up 4 ticks here And a lot of times it works. Ed seems to think that that's not the case, but that's probably true too. I'll defer to Ed. When this bar closed down, stopped me out, I got right back in again at 82.25. Closed up a little higher than the previous bar, assumed it was going to go up, and then it came all the way back down. And then eventually it gave me my 4 ticks. So I got in at on the next bar again anyway, and I recouped it. So no harm, no foul. The broker just got some money. So just make a note of that with your trading, paying attention to where your real stop needs to go. When you're reviewing your trades, that's something that you should be doing. You should pay attention to where the real stop needs to go. And if you get stopped out, make a mental note. If you're stopping yourself out early because you're not putting your stop where it needs to go, put in your stop. Make a note of it, and then keep track of how many trades would have actually worked if your stop wasn't moved in too tight. You're going to find that you're going to have a lot more winners if your stop is not too tight. One of the things that I learned from Ed years back that is really, really important, and I still find this true to this day. And Ed would say, I learned this from Ed not long after that I first started with him. He says, your stop goes to where it needs to go, right? So in this case, down here at the back. If you ever move your stop, right, you need to survive the pullback from that zone. So we took our trade over here. If the market moves away, right, we need to survive the pullback away from the zone that we're in. If you ever move your stop in tighter after that, you're letting it run and trying to make it a little bit of a longer runner. The minute that you move your stop, that area hasn't been tested yet, and they're going to come back and retest that zone before that they leave it. So that's exactly what happened, right? They're going sideways over here. They came back up and down, right? And there was no pullback after the news. The news, it was just a rocket ride up. That's been steadily rising. So just be careful when you move your stop. Even, we're using the M8, which reduces our risk to 4 ticks from when we use the M8, what it's doing is after that it hits the first target, it's moving the stop to -8. So we're willing to give away the four ticks that we made and give it another 8 ticks with the wiggle room, so we only lose $50 if we hit that first target. Pay attention to the number of times that target always gets tagged. They always come back for it. So you're almost better off just taking the 4. Right? That's what happened yesterday. So many of those trades made it to the first target, and they came back and stopped me out. Right? The runner, they took me out at scratch. And then eventually I got tired of it, and I just started making 4 and 4 and 4 and got myself to profitability. The thing is, the minute that you move your stop up, you're in harm's way. And if you're in sim, they can't see you. But when you're trading with real money, your order shows up on the dome. And, that one extra order might be enough for them to say, okay, you know what, let me go back and get them before I continue in the other direction. So don't get too close to it. Eventually, they're going to come back and get you. Even if it's gone 12 ticks in your favor, you can see that they come back almost that amount anyway. So you're almost better off just taking the forward excursion and not giving too much back. Once that you've got a few more than a few dollars in it, take your money, because there's another trade coming around the corner, right? The way that we do it, there's always another trade coming. All right. So I took a couple more trades after here. I did another one over here where I thought was going to be a small stop. It turned out to be bigger. Immediately after I got stopped out, there was lots of buying going on. I went long, picked up another 4, reduced it down to 75. And then I went long on this bar. This is not a 3 bar, but it was on, I forget what was here. Anyway, I took it long over here, came back a little tiny bit, and I moved my target all the way up to the top and recouped and made target. So the market's been steadily rising this morning, steadily rising. All right, and we're above yesterday's highs. So we're going to stay up here. This is kind of the point where we make the decision as to what's going to happen. Are we going to go further up today, or are we just going to come back into the range and do one of these big spikes where we made a big push up and now we're going to come right satellite sellers back up? We won't know until we take out this zone over here, and they're probably going to make it go up and down a few times before that they decide which way it's going to go. Our POC is nice and safe at the moment. You'll notice that the majority of the volume is sitting down here at 88.75, but they're building up here pretty nicely. If they move the yardsticks up here, it's going to look much different than where we are at the moment. A lot of times when you get these really big bars, there's a decent retrace eventually right back into the middle of where we came from. So let's see what happens. It's 9:17, too early to be jumping on any bandwagons. So I've actually hit target for the day on account of that trade earlier in the morning, but I'm going to open up another chart, see if I can take a couple more. I'll wait for some clean signals. All right, so this chart doesn't have anything on it yet. Sometimes when you create a new chart and it doesn't have the lines, I've always wondered why it is that it doesn't do that. It does this. So if you come in here and you click reload, sometimes it picks up all the lines, and there it goes, picks up all the lines. And yeah, that's another way of starting the auto trader quickly. If you don't care about what's on the chart, right, then what's going to happen? If I did right click and reload on this, right click and reload. I'm not going to do it. But if it's the equivalent of clicking F5 on your keyboard. It's going to reset everything. And you lose all of your trades and all your markers that you put in, right? So if you're going to do that, remember to take a screenshot before that you actually take it. Move that out of the way. And actually, you know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to get myself into trouble with it. I'm going to end up losing it. So I'm just going to take that. I'm going to make it small and grab it, put it over here out of the way. And let's do this again. So we can see the 250 anyway up here with my tally for the day. All right, so there's my lines. They're appearing again, and let's put in a yellow line. Do I have any yellow lines? I do. I'll grab a yellow line. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, that's just to remind me that's yesterday's highs. So if we start closing down in here, come back up and close down, be a nice trade to take short. And first target is the 4,000 area. If we can breach the 4,000 area and get through this line right here, which is yesterday's value area high, we're all set. So someone's joined us, John VI. Is that Mr. Bates? I think that was Mr. Bates. Where am I here? Where's my mouse? Anyone have any questions about anything that we want to talk about? Or that you've got on your mind? Just a word to the wise. our good friends at NinjaTrader have changed the website, the NinjaTrader website. In order to download stuff, you need to have an account set up now. You just can't go to the website and download. You have to set up an account, and there's a bunch of stuff. I still haven't sorted out even how to start it up for the new folks. So I've got a couple of emails into vendor support and platform support to find out what's going on to get the demo accounts. But I still have not heard back from them. I don't have a clear, I haven't been able to create a new demo account properly in the last 2 weeks. So if the platform tells you to update, be careful. Don't just jump on the back wagon and update. I had to rebuild my entire trading computer. The other computer that I do my cash trading on, I had to rebuild. It took me 3/4 of the day to get it rebuilt from scratch.
Why did you have to rebuild it?
Well, they give us a new version. If you download, right now we're running 8.27.1. They're going to give us 8.1, and it's got a web interface. None of our software works on the web portal. So it's I don't know what the deal is. The standard NinjaTrader icon, the one that we're used to seeing, goes away. It becomes a burnt orange NT. Actually,
So are you saying the bot doesn't work on the new version, or what? I don't quite understand.
Well, I am not using the new version yet. I downloaded, and then I couldn't get everything to work properly, so I reset everything back to the version that you're currently using, that everyone's on at the moment. I'm not going to update until I get it sorted out. Tucson, you sent me an email with the link that you got from support, but that's not the one I wanted. Remember the screenshot that you gave me in Skype last night that showed something about the client portal?
Okay.
I want that one.
Okay.
But this one here doesn't do me good.
Okay. But it does say something about connection on that. The second link says something about connection. That's what I thought.
This page shows how to connect.
Yeah. That's what I thought you said. But I'll do the other one.
Yeah, I've been here before, but where does it say? Are you up now? Do you have your new demo account running, or are you still waiting? So this all started with Tucson trying to upgrade to the new version, or get another free 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
So
No,
do you have data yet? Or are you still waiting?
No, I'm still waiting. I upgraded to the new, like you said, to the new website, I guess, and it's all different now.
So down in the bottom right corner, you're still able to load the desktop. They call it the desktop version, but you can download the desktop version. But how do you get the demo account? Right. That's the question I have. And Preston was having a similar problem, and he actually just switched over to his live account because he hasn't been able to figure out how to do the demo. So
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to my live account.
I'm going to, I've got emails into platform support, and I've got emails to vendor support. Hopefully someone will get back to me. It's been more than 24 hours. Not like them not to get back to us. I mean, they can't have it set up that you must have a live account. Is that demo going away? Maybe it's going away. Anyway, I'll find out from them as to what the deal is, and I'll let everybody know. Hopefully I can find out tomorrow, because I've got a couple new installs. Got someone new signing up on Friday. and there's someone else that needs to get it installed that's outside of what we do, and I need to get that sorted out. We're going to get a pink bar here telling us momentum out of this box. But the time of day is not good. It's 9:30. Let's wait and see what it ends up doing. All right, so we're trading right on yesterday's highs. When the market opens, the high side, we've got the pivot sitting up here at the top. If they're going to come back down into the range, likely what they're going to do is they're going to come up, trade up here, and then come down. If they're going to go up, I wouldn't be surprised if they come down a little bit deeper and then go up further. We'll see where they end up going. I think everybody here has got live accounts except for James, who started up last week. Everybody's got live accounts except for James. So the big orders that are coming in, they're all short, and they're all 10 lots coming in. Why do they trade 10 lots, Ed, before that the market opens?
What was the question?
Why do they trade these big lots before the market opens?
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe
Is it just
maybe
us
they want to
retail?
keep it right here and they want to get ready. You know, I don't know. Those are 10 lots coming in on the bid or the ask market orders.
Yep.
Uh,
We've had over 100 to the short side.
oh, and it's not going down; it's ticking up, huh? Wow.
No, it's gone down a couple points.
Currently, it just ticked up.
Yep.
And ticked up.
Where am I here? Let's grab this. Let's expand that a little bit so I can see what's going on. All right, let's see what happens this morning. We've got 30 seconds and the market's going to open. Move this to the side. So if the market comes up back to R1, I'm looking for a short. If it comes down lower and the structure that we just made, this robot box that we have up here in this little zone, is actually in a very good spot for us because it's going to be support and resistance. It's going to tell us how we should handle whatever happens on this. Let's let it settle itself down. Markets open. And let's see what it does. No, not yet. We got another. I should actually create a minute chart. Easier to tell what's going on. All right, so away we go. Buying, selling, yada, yada. Okay, nice little 3-bar setting up. Pause, long. Not going to take this 3-bar. It's with trend, all that fun stuff. But usually when the market opens and it's got that volatility, it's a problem. I'd like it to come down a little bit deeper, maybe touch the purple line before that goes up, but I'm not taking it. And that gave 3. Actually, it gave 4. It didn't fill, not 5. Got to go up one more tick to give us target. Our delta is look at that. That doesn't mean it's not going to still go back up, but So entry would have been 275. The high of that bar was, actually it was 4. We would have gotten our 4 ticks. Look at that. And sneaked up a little bit higher. Right. So we've got a bar. Robot box up here, Ed. Notice that we came up just a little tiny bit higher than that prior swing. So if we're going short, our real stop is up here at the top over our robot box. It looks like they want to come short. There it goes. Okay, so we've only had one trend trade, but it's too soon to take it. We should be good going forward. Turn this guy back on. I'm going to trade right back into the box. Delta's down. So they came really close to our purple line. Remember that imaginary line that's sitting at 4,000 is sitting right in this little zone. They peak down below it. Our value area keeps on snaking itself up. Mostly all the big orders that are coming in are mostly all long. Okay. Nice little deep pullback. Okay, so we've got a 3-bar counter setting up over here. It needs to get up higher before we can try it. So we got we have our structure sitting up here telling us there should be a roadblock going forward over here. We've made a deep pullback and it's making its way up. Our next level of resistance other than this area here is the R1 line up at the very top. Hey, good morning, Paul. Would you mind muting yourself? We hear some background noise. Unless you want to say something. I got a 3-bar in here, lots of buying going on. Be nice to have it come up near R1 so that we take a short from there. Come on. We have a bar that closes down.
Village host. Village host, Aptos.
All right. So we're waiting for it to come up to R1. See what happens there. We've got some steady buying going on. You can see the delta increasing. We had a jog up here in our robot box. Not much more headroom up to R1. I'm not going to try to go long here. Let's see if it meanders its way up. What's going on with our delta? That's increasing over here. It traded quite a bit in around 4. Not enough to move our line over here. Okay, big 237 order short. And we're finally getting some delta to the short side. So it'd be nice to have it tap that R1 instead of just closing down. If it closes down, I'll give that a go with a short. Well, there's tons of orders being shorted there. We're only asking for 4 ticks. And I'm going to change that to an offset of 1 if it comes back. Give me a little bit more room on the upper side.
Order submitted.
And try to get it to come back a tick. And didn't work.
Order canceled.
Pulling it. So if you had just taken it with the standard offset, you would have gotten 4 and 8 as well. I don't want to take it on the backwash after that it's come all the way down like that. Wouldn't mind trying it again, sitting up here, up at the very top. Come on, get up there, just get out of the zone, give us an edge. So the bottom of the swing that we have is down here near the purple line. And the top of it is not far from our R1 line. Ideally, we'd like it to come up over R1 and give us a bar that closes down. Anything in the middle here is going to be a 50-50. I'm being really careful. I've already hit target. I still want to take a few trades though. Come on, move out of here, will you? What time is it? 9:39. So we've got these 2 structures sitting right here. We're making another robot box up at the top up here. Until it hits this R1, any shorts are very fragile. Okay, let's let this thing settle itself out. So it's finally tagged that R1. Let's see if it closes down and
Order
plays
submitted.
nice with us.
Order canceled.
So that's 2 trades that I've let go on account of wanting it to retrace a little bit. You know what's going to happen? The next trade that I take is just going to come straight back against me. So we got a robot box sitting on top of the red robot box that we made just before the market opened. We had a robot box, another robot box before the market opened. It went down below it, traded above it. Now we're back into the middle of the range. Regretting that I tried to get a little bit of a retrace here. Right, so we've got the bottom side. This yellow line is an area where we is yesterday's high. We've tagged R1. If it closes up, oh, too late. I'm down halfway up the bar.
Order filled.
Fine, I'll take it there. We're in the middle of the range there, expecting it to come up a little bit higher. Oh, they're not looking good. Come on. Get back up there. And there's our one tick. It's strengthening on the delta. Had I gotten in where I was supposed to, I would have been out already. Come on, give us a little nudge up. There's 2, there's 3.
Why did you get in so late?
Stupidity. I
Oh,
got in late. Well, it's not an actual signal, right?
Yeah, it's not an actual signal. So,
Right.
so what was it?
Well, I wanted the signal. I didn't think I was going to get filled 3 ticks further up.
Did you do like discretionary long or something?
Discretionary long, yeah, 2 diamonds. You see
So
that?
it gives you a market order then.
Yeah.
Change that to
Target filled.
There we go.
to a
Oh,
limit.
geez, it was only with 1 contract anyway. Jeez.
I thought we were going to change those discretionary ones to like limits.
We could do that.
I think it'd be better because market orders on.
But what do we do with them if I put a discretionary long? That's actually a great idea. If I change them to limits, I just use the offset over here to tell us where I want to put it from where we closed. I mean, where do I put the limit order? I put the limit order exactly where. I mean, you tell me. Our brackets moved.
When you click that button, it puts a
Yeah.
limit order at wherever price is.
Okay.
So if you have an offset of 0 and you actually get the closing tick or the opening tick of the next bar, you're going to be, if you have an offset of 0, you'll be on that number and it either comes back and fills you or it doesn't. If you do what you got currently now and it's moving, you're going to get filled in 3 ticks later, 4 ticks later. So you'll get filled pretty close to your target. I think limit would be better. And if you have a limit plus 1, it'll be 1 tick max, as opposed to 3 or 4.
Well, if you put in a limit order over price and prices pull back some, you get the better fill, because in NinjaTrader it gives a market order below where it's fill. If you're putting a limit order above the market and it's pulled back, it will give you a better fill.
Yeah, so why not just use the limit order then? I think it's better than the market order. Market order in the S&P can really hurt you.
Yeah. Maybe we need 2 new buttons in here. I like the idea of having the market order. We need, now that things have lightened up for me a little bit, I'm going to start tidying this thing up. I know I've been saying it for 2 months now, but I'll make some changes.
What about the other one?
Yeah, I'm working on that one too. All right, so we've got a decent amount of orders packing in here long. The delta is increasing. Our new line, our new support line is going to be where our resistance was. So I'm going to put in a new line over here. F6, there's my line at the bottom. So if we can get a bounce off of this anywhere near 1050, 1150, we can try to participate long. It's already run. Try not to take a trade long after that it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green bars already. Not going to take the counter short. So the big orders are coming in short, like they're selling up here, Ed.
Yeah, well, in order to get your pullback buy, it has to come down. So you got all the breakout buyers up there jumping in. If there's enough, it'll keep going. If not, it'll just pull back, take the quick
R2
stops.
R2 is really close, and it coincides with the previous value area high. If I'm going to short anything, it's going to be from up there.
You know, you could put a limit order buy in on your red line.
You want it on the red line?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it better on the green line? On the blue line over here?
All right, if you want to do blue line.
Right.
The whole idea is to stay focused on what direction you want to get in.
Well, I'm focused on, I want to go long somewhere here around 11, but if it continues to push, I don't mind taking a short near R2 up at the top.
In order for you to get that long, it has to reverse here.
So are you saying I should take a 3-bar short up here?
I'm just saying these are all the things to consider. You know, I would normally just put my long in down near that red or R1 or somewhere down there to remind myself that's what the one I'm interested in. Everything else, you know, it just keeps me focused. So I'm not
Submitted.
changing my mind every tick. Long, short, you know.
Well, I'm thinking long. If it makes its way up to R2, I'll consider a short, but I'm not going to take a short anywhere in the middle of that open area. I don't know if it's even going to come back. It's interesting looking at the 30-minute chart here. It's kind of meandering up. We had a decent amount of volume traded.
Can
Nearly as much as
Can you squeeze that 30-minute? Left to right.
you want to.
Yeah.
You want to see more of the other side?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a little bit more. There, okay. So looks like 20 is the number. Right about there. Yep.
Well, look at this. It's a rocket ride right back up. So it tapped 20. It's coming back. It listened to you, Ed.
Yeah.
So did you say 20 because of these two wicks that are here?
Yeah. And the end of the shelf. So it looks like 20 was the number.
When he says the end of the shelf, what he's doing is he's looking at the volume distribution for the day and saying in and around this number, right? And that's where the bulk of the volume traded last time around. So it's coming back. I don't mind long from down here at 12. If you took the 3-bar short, remember 4 ticks. You never know if it's going to reverse.
I would go back to your red line around 10. That's a 10 box. That's 2 5s. That would, I mean, you may not get picked up, but that would put you with your stop behind that box to the left. Yeah, that's kind of like where your stop needs to be.
My stop needs to be at 9.50? No,
No,
the real stop is down
there.
here at 4.
Yeah, that's your stop. So that's a 5 box. So you need a full 5 on top, which you got. And if you get caught in the middle, you're going to have to probably exit on a close below that green run bar.
Actually, you know what? I can't do that anyway.
Order canceled.
Why not?
Because I didn't have the correct ATM on.
Okay.
Order.
Okay. So here's where the system's telling us it wants to go in.
10 1/4.
Yeah, I'm not going to take this here. I'm going to let it come down 1 bar. You can see the delta increasing to the downside. See if it actually does work. Come on down. Come on down some more. That would have ticked us in and pulled us back. It's better near the R1 because there's more people on that. We can take it with a close up. Okay, we're going to make a box here, Ed.
Yeah, 10 1/4.
All right, so we want it to come down somewhere down and around this vicinity. If you notice, the previous high that we had is up where my blue line is. And that's where the swing high is. R1 is sitting right here at 1050. So if we can get one more leg down, Ed wants us to go in near the red line over here at 9.
I keep
Um,
saying 10 1/4.
Oh, 10 1/4. Oh, I'm deaf. 10 1/4. There you go. 10 1/4. Come down a little further, bud. Most of the big orders that are coming in, they're mostly long. It's like they want to hold it. So if they close up in here, they're going to be inside of this up and down jog. Lots of big orders coming through to the long side.
Yeah, you would think it'd run right up, right? But no, they're just feeding it just enough.
So if you look at your delta, your other chart, oh, look at this, it's 10 o'clock. If you look at this other chart, the 233 tick chart, look what they're doing, right? Made a little high here, made it look like they were going to go up a little bit higher, and then they kind of dragged it down, the double bottom. Who got hurt? Trade for a little bit, and then it came down another leg. So if they come up here at 15 and close down, it's likely going to come right back down into the range. Hold on one second. Someone's trying to get a hold of me. Yeah, someone calling from NinjaTrader. I'll be right back.